Hey guys, this is Anshka Gupta and welcome to my channel Let's Code and Solve by Newton School. I hope you all understood the concepts of what are patterns in Python by star method as well as with the alphabetic method. Today we're going to study about what are objects and classes in Python. Before going to that, let's know what is Newton School. So Newton School is a platform which prepares you for career in tech. It has courses designed for freshers, working professionals, and also for women with non-tech background. Newton School first trains you for 6 months and helps you to become amazing full stack developer. And the best part is that the Newton School has pay after placement program under which you don't have to pay anything to Newton School until or unless you are being placed with minimum 5 lakh CTC. Moving forward to Newton School website. Here you can go and log in yourself and sign up with your account. Top companies where you are placed with it's Topper, 7-Eleven, Snapdeal, Xiaomi, Lenskart, and many more. So, moving forward to the objects and classes. So objects and classes. A class is particularly defined as a property and a proper stanza for declaring the objects and classes in the proper requirements. So class is a user defined blueprint or prototype from which objects are created. So the Python is an object-oriented programming language, as we know. So unlike or unless the oriented programming where the main emphasis is on function. So object is simply a collection of data, whereas the classes is usually defined blueprints and it is a prototype from which then object is created. So we're here we can think about the sketch of prototype of a house, like if we are being building such of the like building a big empire or anything, we have to obviously get the floors, doors and windows in that as an element part. Okay, declaring that description is obviously being created by the objects only, so it is the main requirement of installations. So how we define a class on Python or how we declare it for moving forward for that, like as I obviously told, like a class is a user defined blueprint or prototype from which an object are created. So classes provide a means for like bundling data and functionalities together. So creating a new class creates a new type of object, allowing new instances that type to be made upon, and whereas then each class's instances can have an attribute attached to it, like maintaining its own state of configurations and that. Like we functions definition begins with a keyword def. In Python, when we instance a class, it defines with the class words. Okay, a simplest method to write the classes just define the class variable, whether it's global or it's like private. So it has a simple syntax to write a class in Python. So again, here is a very simple example to decline. That is the dog example. How a dog has been as in property of the dog. Then a method, how the method has been designed up. So the properties in the class, that is the color is being defined. Then eye color it is. Then height, length, and weight. Gone with that, what method it can be showing to us, that is it can set, lay down, shake and come. Now for creating an instance of the basic class and as to object, it obviously we have to create an instance for that. Now for creating the instance, what we do, you can simple manner you can check out that that's a property color. Now color, how the color is being there, whether it's gray, white or black or any of the color. Okay, so now the eye color, whether it's color blue or brown, height 18 inch, any of the, like it has a different property values, how we can make in property values to come and configure it out. Okay, as simple as a water object that has a location memory having a value and possibly referenced by the identifier. In Python, basically when we use an object, each object has three components in that. That is identity, type, and value. These three things have to note down when you create some objects, or like we are being converting some classes to objects. So like when we create an object, we used to have an initialization of the class, and sanitization of class that will proceed are most of the functional calls, that is object to be written as ob, as my class to be written as the new object instances for that, because objects could have an access to different attributes of the various instances. So now what we do if we have to define a class. For defining a class, there are four methods to define a class. So first method is we use the init function. It is a special type of the method which is used to as a class constructor, and the initializing the method that Python calls when you create a new instance of this class. So basically, like if in another class method declared as normal function with expectation that the first argument to be given is the self, init and self both are being given, because each class instance can have its attribute attached to its maintaining or its state in that. And class instances can also have the methods defined by the class for modifying the states. Okay, to understand the need for creating a class, let's like have a proper the declaration point as a normal function to get a self. Now what is self? Self is in a Python convention. There's nothing magic about the word self, but it is just an the initializing of the first arguments in the init, and then the function gets a proper instance object, and by the convention of arguments it is called the self part. Now what is special class attribute in Python? Like we have a lot of class attributes in Python. So moving to that, except for self-defined class attributes in Python, there are much more attribute name, that is dic, that is a dictionary variable of class namespace, then document reference, then it comes to this name, that is the class name. Then module consists of a lot of classes and the basis. The tuple includes the super classes in that. Now because see, if we are adding the class attributes with the minimal amount that we'll be creating, because class creates a user defined data structure which holds its own data member and the member functions which can access also, and which can be used by creating an instances of the particular class. So a class is like a blueprint for an object. So let's move to Newton School IDE. It's a Newton School playground. Okay, so moving to that, like we have to remember some of the points of the Python class, that is the classes are created by a keyword. Always remember this thing, the classes are being created by the keyword opportunities, and after that the attributes can be might be a variable that belongs to some class or objections in that. So attribute all are always are always been assessed by using the dot signature operator, that is an operator in that. So only for like why we what we use for the class definition syntax. For using the class definition syntax, basically the syntax used for class definition is like first of all we have to declare the class, some of the class, then it's the class name, what class name we have to use upon, and after that just like the looping we have to use the colon, and statements are being done, like it's statement 1, then up to like up to so many statements. Okay, then up to the statement end statement can also be used up to like it has been defined. It's just a syntax to define and defining a class in that. Just like if I had to get that class name, or we have to get like See, if you are being writing the syntax is like this part or being defining a syntax, that is obviously much more greater than, and it is the simplest syntax till now. Just for defining one of the class, that is class dog, and after that I want to pass. So in this example, what it is, like the class keyword indicates that you are been creating a class by follow the name of the class, that is dog. In this case the output would be none, that just an the name of the class has been done to get an dog in case of that class. So let's write one of the program for an object, uh, like declaring an object, how to declare an object, and for declaring an object, what do you use? This is the program to just demonstrate demonstrate the initialization of a class. For initialization of class, let's build one of the class name, that is dog, and after that let's build one of the attribute in that. And again one more attribute, that is again dog, with but not with the capital letter, because it already been defined as a class. Now what we will be doing is we will be writing a simple method for that. For writing a simple method, we will be declaring as a def function, initializing the self. Now comes the important point, like I have to print that I am, okay, I am, now comes like what I am. Okay, now I'll be writing the self dot attribute 1. Okay, the same would be, we will be doing in attribute 2 also. Okay, attribute 2 also we will be doing just like the copy paste for writing the 2. Okay, now what I have to do, like if a driver code is there or anything, I'll be doing is I'll be writing the roger, the just to do the object instantiations. Now for printing the main output, for print roger dot a ttr1. Now comes the roger dot fun. Okay, just let's see that. You can see that the output is mammal, and I am mammal, I'm dog. Here the already the class of the declare an object by writing a class of dog. Then attribute 1, attribute 2, that is dog, attribute 1 it is mammal. Now the def 1 self it will be, and it's gonna give us the attribute by the addition of self attribute 1, self attribute 2. Okay, but what if it is not giving us a proper output with standardizations? So it would be giving us the proper output as a standardization, even when you will be declaring a self region in that. Okay, self region means like the class, the method must have the extra first parameter in the method definitions, and proper one of the init function is would also be there. Now for writing the class dog or anything, the output would be this. Okay, I hope it's clear, because again I'm repeating, an object is always and always created, which is basically a dog named Roger in this function, and this class only has a two class attribute, that is attribute 1 and 2, that is mammal and dog. Okay, I hope it's clear. Now same, if I write a class, a sample class with an init method, so how I'll be writing a sample class with init method? Okay, just let's write a sample class with init method. So class, I'm writing with this an init method. So I have def init, again init. Okay, now I'm writing the self name. Okay, now again self dot name will be moved to again next variable. Now if again I have to say def say hi self, okay, and now I want to print hello, my name is, my name is, now again adding it self dot name. Okay, again I am being adding this with a declamations I told you in the previous program. Now the person is Anshika. Okay, if the person is Anshika and p dot say hi would be okay. So here is an output. It's just a declaration of the hello, my name is Anshika. Okay, what it happens now, instance variable are for the data, okay, and the unique to each instance, and the class variable are always for the attributes in the method that shares by all the instances of the class. Okay, instant variable are variables who has been assigned with a degree deformations. Okay, that how it has been used to get an particular output in that. Now looking forward to this example, if I just write to self dot name, not to this, if I just write the self name, okay, so what would be output, I'll show you. It will be none, because name has already been defined as a self name, that is already a variable, so it is not gonna show any of us anything to us. So hi, that is hi is already get to that, and print as my is the self name, what the name would be, the person name is been instructed to. Okay, I hope it's clear to you all. Thank you.